you see a thick black forest, one that most of you, if not all of you, Vendrick was probably watching, remember. This is the forest where those shades appeared that seemed like, well, the kind of guards you don't get past because fuck me.
Well, that kind of explains things, so we were essentially dumped into her backyard.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
However, it's not the shades that get your immediate attention, it's something else. There are slight tremors as a massive creature is patrolling the forest. You see this thing.
Ooh. Good picture. That's
hey,
a
Expert,
devil lord.
have I ever encountered this in one of my books?
Yes, you have. Romivo.
Yeah. May I roll demonology?
Yep, go ahead.
I don't actually have such a skill. I'm just relying on
fine.
like books and team mind.
Even if one of you gets it, it's fine. So Vendrick knows. Right, give me a second.
Back when in the early campaign, every demon. Yeah, can I roll a demonology expression?
But Amanda, since then I've been relying on books and eidetic memory.
Right, Vendrick. This is a huge fiend, a type of demon. Chaotic evil. This thing is extremely powerful. It has, let's see. It has, while it's physically very intimidating and imposing, its greatest threat is the fact that it's also a very capable magic user. While the creature itself does not seem particularly intelligent, that is actually very tricky. Despite its incredible strength, it fights very smart. It has the ability to trap its victims inside labyrinths, at which it has perfect control over, and then it begins to ambush them one by one. It is extremely dangerous. This is something that even you would struggle with, let alone the others. The others wouldn't stand a chance.
Oh, as soon as you say labyrinths, I have 2 labyrinth-based spells. Nice to see we share something in common.
This creature's presence itself is extremely terrifying, as people around it tend to immediately fall into a frightful state. So fighting it in close range is almost impossible. It is a death sentence. However, you notice something peculiar about this creature. Somebody has already fought it seems. It's blinded. It has no eyes.
That is very useful.
The creature you see with its nostril beginning to puff out, it's trying to smell the air. However, it doesn't seem to have noticed you. You are invisible, though in this case it doesn't matter because it's blind.
Right, well, 2 things. First, to ensure my own safety, and because I can, now smell of nothing.
Also, just so you know, this creature, while I said it's not particularly smart, it is deceptively clever at points. It also knows all languages, and it can even telepathically speak to anything 120 feet away.
So first things first, I make it so that none of us have any scent whatsoever, so it can't sniff us out. And then second of all, thing isn't native to this land, right? It comes from...
Right, since you rolled very well, I'm gonna warn you right now. You cast your spells to come here, but it has detect magic at will. If you try to cast anything else, there's a risk it might find out where you are.
Oh no, I'm not casting for the minute trying to work. So this thing is not native to this plane, it's native to Albro, right?
Yes.
And it's usually indicative of like a general level demon, slightly below, right?
This thing is above average for that world strength.
Yeah, so it's like it indicates a very high ranking demon.
No,
right.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's high ranking, it just means it's strong. Well, how can I describe it? You know what? I think it's gonna be simpler if I put it like that. The CR on this creature is 23.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know where you got it from.
But it's not important. It's a muke, but it's the kind of muke you don't want to run into.
Oh, no. I don't mean the creature itself. I mean whoever it's guarding.
Yeah.
because of its power.
If they've put a creature like this to guard something, that means that whatever is here is very important.
Okay. Right, well, I suppose I just pull everyone along with me, tied together.
Pull everyone along to where?
We're all invisible, scouting on past it.
Well, yeah.
Are you gonna head deeper into the forest?
Yes.
Okay then.
Deeper we go.
Yeah, I was about to say I should sign language them, and then I was like, no, we're tied together and invisible. That's a dumb idea.
I thought we get like gearing up to cast banishment.
I was thinking that, but that's more as a backup plan if I want to fuck off.
Yeah, pretty much. Or rather, if you want it to fuck off back to its demiplane.
Yeah.
Right. As you get deeper and deeper into the woods, it's not long before you start hitting up a clearing. There's no mansion in sight yet, but there is a huge field of what seems to be sleeping monsters. Again, pretty massive in size. There's about a dozen, maybe more, of these giant creatures sleeping all over the place.
Hey, Explorer, what in the fuck are those?
That you have not seen in your books.
Exposure.
Yeah?
What the fuck are those?
Do you have advantage on that roll?
I do not.
Right. This
don't
is
think I have
obviously some
advantage on
sort
demon.
of chimera, but you have never been in touch with this type of creature. You are sure it's some kind of chimera, but you do not know of a demon like this.
Okay, that means there's good and bad news.
In rolls Lucretia.
That was Yana.
Yeah,
Oh, Yana.
do you like the
Do you
good
have
news or the
advantage?
bad news, you two?
No.
Oh shit.
Sorry.
That's a high DC.
Sibby, Amanda, would you like the good news or the bad news?
What's the bad news?
Bad news is Vendrick is going to untie himself from the rope and hand
And hand what now?
hand it to Yana. You guys might recall the reason I do everything at any point. Knowledge, and I don't know what this demon is.
And what
I'm
is
gonna go
the
closer
good
and
news?
observe it. The good news is, if I piss it off, you've got a distraction as you run.
That's fair.
Sure, you know teleportation as well, right?
No, I only know dimension thing. I'm not
Oh,
your level. I'm only level 11,
I've got two
dude.
bad newses then.
Dude, I'm only level 11.
Well, I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Especially, I'm gonna creep
trying
as
to worry
close
about
as
it.
I can to these people. Start, like,
Right. As you're
examining them.
walking towards them, Vendrick, as soon as you reach about 100 and 150 feet away from the closest one, you see that one of them immediately begins to stir up and pops its head up. It sensed something and is looking around.
I take a couple steps back, reach into a pouch, and set down a little mouse. Shuffle it forwards. I want to see if this thing can track all movement.
No, Alyssia, she did not brought you to a specific circle because if you remember, because of Vendrick, the entire teleportation process fucked up.
Oh right.
As the mouse begins jittering forward, you see that the creature is immediately keenly aware of it. Its senses are extremely sharp.
I know I come back, but Iris, in the middle of all this, suddenly turns to a group and go, I suddenly discovered why she's so dangerous.
Oh, we're doing scouting while you were recovering. This is for the next day.
Oh, okay.
We're getting some information on the
So Iris wakes up in her bed and is like, I know why she's so dangerous. Oh, no one's here. Oh well.
creatures there. They
Lucretia.
didn't get to come.
Wait, who is there?
Lulu. It's Lulu and Iris, and
Oh.
then the rest of us are scouting.
Yeah.
Wait, so
Yeah.
I'm scouting with the two mages.
Yeah.
Great.
Lucretia.
So yeah, Vendrick, it's the creature
yes?
has very keen senses. It's keenly aware of that mouse.
Just gonna mention I know why she's so dangerous.
Why?
And I'm gonna whisper it within Lucretia's ear.
Okay. You guys can move on because Vendrick is going to be occupied for the next like half an hour with all the observations and test what this thing does.
Make me
what its
another demonology
capabilities.
check for studying this thing.
Yeah, I've just got a notebook out and studying. Do anyone?
Ooh, just barely, okay.
Lucretia
Right.
nods at that.
First of all, this is not a demon. This is not a natural demon that came from Alborox. This is some kind of creature that was put together by someone. It seems like, well, you wouldn't know, Venric, or would you? The party did face some weird chimeras at some point. They seem to have been like, shall we say, experiments. Let's say this is the finished product. Somebody has been having fun with different animal parts, and basically, this is the fruit of their labor.
How intelligent are these things?
By the looks of it, they seem to be simple, mindless beasts. However, they do seem to follow some orders very strictly. You can tell that even though the entire pack is sleeping, they're still keenly aware of their surroundings and guarding the area. They're watchdogs.
I could have to make some.
From what you can tell, at least one of the heads is capable of magic.
Yeah, no. If I grafted on a brain, that might. This is Vendrick just theorizing.
You were breaking up, dude. We heard something about grafting stuff on human brains. That's all we heard.
Oh yeah, this is Vendrick almost thinking to himself, just like, if I grafted on a human brain, I might be able to link it so they have rudimentary intelligence. They're very good guard animals.
TLDR,
then
Vendrick is
after-
being Vendrick.
After I'm satisfied, I'll head back to the group, direct them in further. Let's see how close we can push.
Well, at this point, since even though the beasts can't see you, they're keenly aware they have great smell and great sense and get great hearing. So if you guys want to get closer to the beast, you're gonna have to roll me stealth, and you better make sure it's a good roll.
I think we're moving away from the beast.
Oh, away from the beasts?
Or, well,
Oh,
I'm
no,
assuming
no.
that me and Jan are not gonna like go into
I-
the herd of beasts because that's
I've got one.
Insane.
So I know that the like I'm gonna call it Minotaur for lack of actual name of it, just so everyone understands. So I know the Minotaur can detect magic, but I should also know the rough range. So if we're outside of that, and we're near these beasts, I can use station to smell of wounded
You're breaking
human.
up, dude.
Can you hear me now?
Teleportation? What about teleportation?
No, I said I can use prestidigitation to make the smell of wounded human, which should draw the pack, and then we can just slip in while they're distracted.
You can try.
I will try. Literally just a case of going to somewhere they can't directly see. Blob, right, there's the biomatter and prestidigitation. Now smells like wounded.
Right. You notice that they all immediately wake up and smell pick up the scent. Their first instinct is immediately to barrel forward. However, some of them immediately stop dead in their tracks. 3 or 4 charge forward to check out what that was. The rest of them hold their position very nervously, like they want to follow, but do not.
That's good. Pack mentality. Vendrick's mumbling to himself. Any of you two can feel free to take the lead, figuring out their capabilities.
Wait, can we talk without them hearing us?
You talk mentally because Dana has that. Yeah, we can talk in each other's
here?
mind. Yeah, it's me, Dana, and you.
Yes, I know, but like Esper?
I am typing.
Okay.
But yeah, you can do telepathy. I connect.
Feel free to talk out loud, and we'll just.
I do
talking in
phone
each other's
operator.
heads.
I do
Yeah,
phone
so-
operator connect to
so-
Vendrick.
Alyssia, is like, she observes what Vendrick just did, Alyssia is like, thinks to Yana, well, it appears someone is controlling them rather well. I wonder who.
Wonder how we can. Bet it's an arcane link.
You're breaking up like crazy, dude.
Yeah,
It's
I'll
because
break
he's
you.
so far away.
Because I'm so far away, yeah. Yeah, I wonder. I bet we can break the link. I bet it's arcane.
Wanna make an arcane roll?
I'm gonna tentatively reach out my senses in the most subtle way I can, to brush upon them and see if it's arcane.
Sadly, with 12, you have no idea.
God damn it, Adam, I thought you were good at this.
Maybe I rolled a 12 on it too. I am good at this.
No, you rolled a 12 and a 10.
As in 2
No,
under.
he rolled a 2 and then he has a
Yeah.
10.
Exactly. Well, okay, fair enough.
So, in his defense, he is good. He just rolled like shit.
Wait,
In his defense, he's good, just not right now.
actually, let
Just
me
not when it matters.
try something.
Oh? What are you doing with that?
I get an invisible little helper, basically.
Yeah?
And then, because I can imbue things, I'm going to imbue a little helper so he can go over and touch them, link me to them, so I should get a direct link to an arcane test or not. If it is, I might even be able to crush it or reverse it. Combo spell. Sound good?
Right, does it have any smell, anything? Does it make
It's-
sound?
It's an invisible, mindless, shapeless force.
Gotcha. So they can't sense it.
Like a ghost, basically.
Yeah.
The only way to see it is if you have a spell active that lets you see.
Right, so,
So like
your
an
invisible
anti-scrying
servant is
spell.
going to touch one of the creatures.
Yeah, and then through that it'll channel a link so I can see mind and if it's got an arcane link or not.
All of the chimeras seem to be linked with some kind of magic. The origin goes inside the mansion that they're protecting. As soon as your creature touches the chimera, however, it lets out a roar and begins trampling and stomping the ground where your servant is. And all of them are immediately on high alert and begin growling. Yes, there was a link. Now, they've been pissed off and they begin spreading out looking for, well, danger.
Right. Well, that's all I needed to find out. Right, everyone gather up close and we'll appear on the other side of them.
You would know that you cannot actually teleport on the other end because the mansion is surrounded by some kind of anti-magic field.
Ah.
Sadly, that's where the fun stops.
I was going to blink to the other side of him. Fine. Right, in which case, we've got as close as we be able to, unless Alyssia thinks she can.
Alyssia does not think she can sneak, past a good number of. The problem is, even if you provide a distraction, since they're not since they're being controlled, they're not actually stupid enough to all of them go for the distraction. So we already observed that exact behavior. So this is like nope, that not working.
Fair enough. I had different ideas for a distraction, but if you're not.
Oh, okay. Well.
In case Vendrick will just snap his fingers, and because I literally can't fail the roll, we appear in my demi-plane.
Sounds good.
Giant arcane ziggurat that looks much like the tower Henri has.
Wait, who appears in your demo plane?
All of us.
Okay.
I have a permanent teleportation circle there.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Of course, he's a mage.
Wait, do we appear in the teleportation circle?
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I literally
Cool.
cannot fail the roll to appear there.
Yep, he can't.
Same way Henri can't fail any of her rolls on the actual circles she scribed. And the inside is much like her tower, except mine's a ziggurat.
Wait, like, did you create your own demo plane, or like is this
I
ziggurat in
created-
another demo plane?
I created my own demi-plane and formed it into an arcane ziggurat.
Kick. Okay, so this like this
Mages,
ziggurat.
man, am I right?
So the ziggurat, like the ziggurat, isn't on an existing demo plane. It's just, like it's its own demo plane.
It's its own demi-plane.
Damn.
The demi-plane of Vendrick has a section full of hammers.
Kick.
It has a section full of Lenny faces and, I don't know, Kappa faces.
No, an infinite library that doesn't use Euclidean physics. Anything I can think of, basically. And then from there we can fuck off back to the actual mansion.
Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll for that because, yeah.
So what? Us fucking out back off to the actual mansion is the door that we mentioned earlier.
This shadowy door. It just opens suddenly from a door you were going through, and then flash of silver light. Oh, we're back in the mansion. Mage's Lane.
So I assume there's like a door opens in thin air, and we all step back into the mansion, into the room where Iris and Lucretia is.
If you do, then you're gonna see the two hugging.
It's pretty much exactly like fucking traveling.
Wait,
in Wheel of
what
Time,
did we
Sibby.
miss? Why are you guys hugging?
Private
Hey,
conversation.
Expert, have you tried not worrying about it?
I wanna worry about it more.
Well, I can
Alyssia,
send the GM our conversation. Anyway.
No, it's
Alyssia
fine,
looks
it's
at the
fine.
pair hugging and says, "Are we interrupting something?"
No. What happened?
Lucretia shoves Iris off the bed because she ain't gay.
Ah!
That was a
I'm
joke,
gonna-
by the way.
I'm-
She doesn't actually do that.
Guys, I don't know what conversation you had, so I'm just gonna wing it. And you see this girl who's poking her head out of Iris's bed is saying again in her quizzical manner, touching moment.
Why are you even here? Who are you? Why are you autistic? Do you need mental help?
As you say, who are you? She just says, mate.
Let's get
Anyway,
back in the bed.
Wait,
For the first time ever, Lucretia looks to Ventric and points at the maid chick. Can you do something?
I suppose. Invisible.
Adam, why is Vendrick
Iris
the Chad
just
mage?
looks at her and just
Vendrick
looks at
is
the
just-
spot on the bed in defeat and
Vendrick
just
is
says,
the chat
okay.
mage because there isn't a human mage that can read except Henri. That's why. When we enter a room, it becomes like a fucking frat showdown.
It's like, can you help her? Sure, invisible.
Not like I care. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
You know what? I gotta admit, I kinda miss Vendrick. Fucking disintegration fist, flipping, just
To be
trolling
honest,
people
I
with
think
magic.
The bit Amanda misses most is my god tier cock block.
Oh.
Anyway, as Vendrick, Alyssia, and Yana get back in, Alyssia just announces, so we looked at that castle, full of an anti-magic field, got powerful gorgons and other chimerid monsters there. Quite interesting, actually. They linked them through arcane hive mind. So the graftings of it.
How did we make it into a cell before?
If you recall, we weren't actually inside the mansion. We were inside the mansion in the dream realm.
I guess that
Technically,
makes
you were
sense.
inside her mind, so.
Well, yeah, okay, fair enough.
I mean, pretty much the same thing that you said, Sibby.
Well, I think we're all in agreement we're busting her out then.
Suppose we can. Alyssia, you fill them in. I've got some ideas for that mind link. Vendrick gets an evil smile on his face and busts out a notebook.
Wait, Iris is gonna sigh and go, is it wrong that I've missed that kind of look?
The look
Alyssia
of problems are about to be solved.
Yeah, it's just like, solving problems.
Alyssia shrugs, and then, you know, because she has keen mind, she, with perfect clarity and detail, recounts the entire thing that happened when we went there.
What's the detail about half an hour
I'm
with
just
a
gonna
rat?
say that the only thing he missed in the forest with those shades, there seems to have been something that was dubbed the Minotaur, and it's something that you don't want to fuck with, because not only is it physically extremely imposing, but it can also cast magic and make you get lost in a fucking labyrinth.
I imagine
I'm
Alicia's
daring.
description
The
of,
Vendrick effect, you're fucked.
imagine Alicia's description of Vendrick said it would destroy all of us and it would be an even fight for him. Probably stands out.
Wait, really? He admits someone's on even level with him? Bloody hell, this guy must be stronger than Horatius.
Vendrick looks up idly and goes, "That's not true. Henry's on my level."
Kick.
You get the sense that somebody just caressed your cheek lovingly, such a good boy.
Best boy.
Adam,
That's my
always best boy.
secret. From a certain alignment, I'm always best boy. Just have to have the right alignment.
Chaotic evil.
By the way, Alyssia, was the
lawful evil,
detail
Sibby.
about the rats
Lawful evil.
for half an hour really important? Like just describing Vendrick fucking with the creatures for half an hour with a rat.
Actually, Alyssia will describe Vendrick doing his experiments and recant the conclusions she drew from them, like, you know, packed entirely but controlled by someone, etc., etc., etc.
I see. Does that mean there's a jailer we haven't seen yet?
Presumably.
Well, if we're all in agreement we're gonna break her out, then I guess we better get ready to bust her out and make some plans.
At this point, since Alyssia has keen mind and she was there, I'd like to remind you that somebody already kind of hinted that if you guys are gonna go do that shit, he's willing to give you a hand, and that's actually the person that's your benefactor for this event.
Oh yeah, he exactly knew what we were gonna do before, which is weird.
Oh,
Well,
Exposure, I may as well tell you. The idea I had for a spell is one I like to call mind nullification. I don't want to subsume the link, I simply want to block it out and then ramp up all of their aggression so they tear everything they can see apart, including
Something
us
tells
and
me
the
that's
other
gonna be a
ones.
fun time.
Yeah, it's something that helps out the party in a manner of speaking, but also makes for a fun engagement.
kick.
Oh my
Because
Are you just
controlling
gonna-
them would be too OP.
Are you just
So-
gonna make them? I can see everything.
I think it's gonna make them attack like everything, including each other and us.
Yeah, essentially, rather than taking over the thing, Vendrick is going to replace the arcane link with anger.
Kick.
Just replace the emotion.
Fair enough. That sounds cool.
Yeah, what are you guys gonna do? Are you gonna try to gather some allies, contact some people, get some info, prepare some gear? What's up?
Yep, that sounds like a good idea. Probably try getting hold of our benefactor.
I'd love it.
He
if by
already
the end
said,
of this
I'm gonna
arc,
tell you
hate
right now
Vendrick
that if you
anymore.
contact
Just
him,
like,
he already
fuck, I
said
missed
he's
you.
in on that shit. So he says on the day that you're gonna do that, he's just gonna be there and ready to give you a hand.
Will he physically answer why and how he knows what we were gonna do?
Well, if you recall the conversation, maybe you can answer that question yourself.
Fair enough.
Wasn't he looking to make a name for himself, basically?
I don't know. Was he?
Who are we talking about?
That
Richard,
Dante-looking guy who funded us.
Oh yeah, isn't he just like in it for the shits and giggles?
Oh yeah, he's definitely in for the shits and giggles.
Oh, right.
Oh, so it's related to Vendrick.
I mean,
Were you guys like trying to figure out why he was sponsoring you guys? Because he,
No,
he
why
said-
why
he's willing to, you know, like do something that the rest of vampires, like this vampire society, will go fucking nuts over.
If you guys remember his name, maybe you can ask Vendrick about it or Yana, because he did mention Yana's name, like I think I've heard about you or something. Whatever.
Okay, I'll ask Vendrick then. It's like, do you know somebody by this name?
I love how it defaults to the demonologist.
No, as soon as you're back, it's like, Vendrick, give us your knowledge. You're here. Come on.
Want me to roll
Right,
demonology?
so the name of this guy is Wallace Valentine, if you remember. Now, if you excuse me, Vendrick, you
Kill his
might wanna
brother.
check. You might wanna check your Skype for a sec. What you do with the information that I'm about to give you is totally up to you, as you know.
And
Yet.
who did you say this one was? Someone who offered to be your benefactor.
Yeah, his benefactor he seemed to have known even before we would go and bust the girl out. Seemed to know that we were there, also seemed to be willing to help us out.
That's the information you'll get, Vendrick. What you
What did he
do with
look
it is
like?
entirely up to you.
I'm gonna say, oh well, actually, Alyssia, you know, it's like you're basically a picture box.
Alyssia rattles off a description like, well, she can't give you perfect measurements, but she can give you know, like average build, color of skin, face, hair color, etc.
No. When he made the offer, expression, what did he look like?
White-haired guy leaning back on a velvet pillow.
I know him.
Oh.
Yeah.
There you go. Guy who looks like a walker, yeah.
He was thrown out, old or den, by Reinhardt. Away for new blood.
He was thrown out of the order?
Here for centuries. Still thinks he's part of it.
So he may be trying to screw us over.
Really here? Still. Well, suppose we shouldn't let him know everything. Vendrick waves a hand over his face and is now a woman.
I mean,
Oh my god, you picked up what she does.
if you remember,
Lucretia
Venrick
stands
wasn't
back
actually there.
agape. Yana doesn't even blink.
Oh, that reminds me. Yana, you might want to change too.
Johanna becomes a man.
There's no point, he's already seen me.
Well, he hasn't seen me. Will be his undoing. Tries to turn on.
I prestigitation your hair red.
You know, I may ask something since you're doing all this. Are you really on Reinhardt's side?
On my own side, I'm going to win this war.
That's fair and everything, but you still attacked me.
Deserved it. Stood in
Why
my
did I
way.
deserve it? I stood nothing near you. She's still groaning from the pain. She's like, I was nowhere near you. I was gonna let you all go. Do what your own thing. But then he attacked me.
But Vendrick looks at you for a second and goes, horribly.
I still want to punch you. It's a fucking dragon!
More like an ancient wyvern.
Fuck!
So good luck, it's all